All right, what's up, you guys? And thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Today, we got a special edition today. I got my man, Brandon J. Wiggle in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We keeping it real and we keeping it raw today, y'all. So y'all stay tapped in with us to the end of the video, all right? What's up, B? What's going on, man?
All is well. I'm glad we're here. First off, I want to say I appreciate you for letting even, thinking about this. You, as y'all may not know, Mo is the one that sparked this. You've been cutting my hair since 2016, maybe 2016. And I just want to give you your flowers before we start.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, bro.
We start the conversation. Like I always tell people, you're more like an older brother to me. I'm the only child. You're not that much older than me. But I always look at you as for advice and motivation. So to even spark this and to want to do this, like I appreciate it.
Hey, all good, all good. So today, y'all, we're going to talk about pivoting. And listen, we're going to keep having these conversations, right? Because a lot of times, man, people may have like a 9 to 5 and they want to get involved in something else different, or they want to start investing in real estate, or they want to be a sports agent, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people just don't know how to pivot. So that's what we're going to talk about today, y'all. So Brandon, talk to us about how can someone pivot from their 9 to 5 if they wanted to do something else?
No, that's a great question. I can give a brief story about me, man. I went to school to be a teacher. So out of college, I started teaching for a little bit. And my whole life, it was kind of crazy because people always say, bro, you want to teach? And I don't know, bro. I just always wanted to be a teacher. It was always cool to me. But when that pivot happened, I was teaching at Temple Catholic High School. Shout out to the Crusaders. Anybody watching this? And my homeboy called me. He was like, bro, you need to move to the A. This is where it's at for entrepreneurs. But at this time, I never thought I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I never had, like, how some people say I was selling candy in school and stuff. I never did anything like that. So my pivot moment for me was having somebody in my life, friends. My friends can be mentors as well, I would say, and seeing them do it. So just having like a blueprint of somebody doing it before me inspired me to pivot. So that was like my first pivot. So I say having the first step of doing it is seeing somebody else doing it and seeing their blueprint and kind of following that and putting your sauce on it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because a lot of times, man, like we see people doing other things and it's like, you feel like you can do it, but sometimes you need some type of encouragement to get out there and really do it.
Facts.
I remember when, I started, doing real estate, right? Like I didn't know anything about real estate. It just so happened I was in the barbershop and cutting hair, and that's how it happened. Someone that I knew was coming in the barbershop kept encouraging me and, telling me, hey, you need to go get your real estate license. And that's how I ended up in real estate.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We doing it.
Things happen that way. Just by being in the presence of people, because sometimes that's what happens. God put people in your life for things that just happen how they supposed to happen.
No, facts. Yeah. Facts. Yeah, and I didn't know that you're telling that story because I just thought you just was all that you just did it. But it's the same thing, like you said, people put this coming into your life.
Absolutely.
I was blessed to have my friend kind of just give me that thought process of, bro, you need to come here. And I just quit my job, something that I wanted to do my whole life. I wouldn't say I would have had a better plan. Right. You know what I mean? As you say, leaving the 9 to 5. But I did have a roadmap from him because he was doing it here. So I kind of saw how he was doing it. So that allowed me to kind of rock and roll from there.
Absolutely. So if somebody wanted to pivot from their 9 to 5 to something else, like how would they actually, ease into something else?
I would say take your time, right, and study, kind of something we were talking about earlier. So for me, pivoting now, my big pivot is coming from, doing course creation, working with entrepreneurs, sales, marketing. I think the pivot from your 9 to 5 is as my OG Beyond say, what's your zone of genius, right? So you may be good at marketing, may be good at sales, you may be good at speaking in front of the camera, whatever it is. I would say start lining. What I did at first too, I wrote down everything I'm good at.
Right.
And then from there, pivot into the sports industry. I was like, okay, played sports before. I know I'm good in branding. I know I'm good in marketing. I'm doing it kind of right now. So for me to kind of pivot from here, let me go get some education first. And I think that's key. Like, that's super
definitely
key.
That's definitely key. Like we was talking about earlier, like sometimes you just have to be a student. Yeah. You have to be okay with being a student of the game, whether it's being an sports agent or whether it's being getting involved in real estate. You have to be a student because you have to learn.
Nah, facts.
You know, you need to be knowledgeable of what you're doing when you go out here, right? Because sometimes, like, you have people that go out here and then they, you know, hey, it's just like being in school. You can flunk, right? You know what I mean?
Most of the time you may if you don't have no plan.
Absolutely.
Or you don't know the knowledge of it.
Absolutely. So, absolutely. So it's the same concept, man. And so if somebody wanted to pivot from their 9 to 5, you know, what else would you kind of encourage them to do if they wanted to make that move? Because we see it all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's like we was talking about earlier. You said that, you know, people that are in, you know, some people that are barbers, stylists, that want to pivot. You know, what advice would you give them?
I would say definitely get that education, figure out what you're good at, right? And then don't worry about what other people would say. Absolutely. You know, because a lot of times, perfect example, just give real life examples. I was talking to two friends of mine that are in what's the industry? Is it hair industry? What would you?
I mean, beauty and bras, I guess.
And they ready to pivot out of it.
Yeah.
And they have skill sets, but they're like, I don't know if people gonna look at me the same. So I would say, first off, forget what people talk about.
Absolutely.
Because right now I realize I made a post today on Facebook. I realized, so social media, I made a post today about how social media, how people tend to have people at a higher standard than they keep themselves. And what made me think about that too is the whole Deion situation, but that's a whole other conversation. Of people telling him. But when you pivot, I think just being self-aware and having self-confidence, it's just doing it. You know what I mean? Simple as that, for sure.
Yeah. And I know a lot of time when people work a 9 to 5, that's kind of hard for people to pivot, knowing that they just got to work every day, because it's hard to pivot with a 9 to 5 when you work every day. And that's just your main focus. Your main focus is just getting up, going to work, going back home, take care of the kids, cook and go to sleep and get ready for the next day.
I don't blame nobody for that either. Like, I feel you.
I mean, it gets difficult, you know, trying to pivot, you know, people, because everybody want to do something different, right? And then, like we was talking about earlier, you know, a lot of jobs are laying off. And, you know, people are trying to figure out, like, what the next thing that they can do, what type of skill that they can actually pick up. And what type of skill would you actually recommend for somebody, being that you are, you know, in marketing and in sales, you know?
That's it. I would definitely say sales. You know, you want to always learn the skill set of the art of persuasion, as they said. Learn the sales, how to articulate yourself in video form, articulate yourself in written form, articulate yourself in words, with words. When people think of sales all the time, they think of like the used car salesman, or you walking into Best Buy, somebody trying to sell you or swindle you in something. But with sales, if you even work in a job, if you're trying to pivot to another job, you got to learn how you sell yourself to that employer. You need to sell yourself if you're trying to pick up a new spouse. You know what I mean? So I think sales is always something. If you know how to sell yourself, sell a product, you will always be able to make money and always be able to pivot.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that, because I always tell people you need to have something to sell. You know, if you have something to sell, you will never go broke.
Facts.
You know, even if you just got a little stuff in your garage sitting around that you don't need, become a salesman. Or a salesperson and sell that stuff and watch what happens. You know, you have Facebook Marketplace. There are so many ways that, you know, people can make money and actually pivot from their 9 to 5.
I saw a lady on Facebook. She made $80,000 selling old clothes out of her closet and stuff that just throughout the years.
Wow.
With Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace, I want to say like Etsy or some one of those other things. So bro.
Yeah. So there's several ways that you can pivot, you know, as we can see. But what about the people that are not good at sales or, you know, they just.
I don't like to say what you're not good at. You know what I mean? I think in this world now, where artificial intelligence is here, as you see these self-checkout machines. Yeah. I went to the bank, even banks, they're laying off tellers because you're talking to the teller. So you want to get, don't say them limiting self-beliefs hold a lot of people back from pivoting. Right. Oh, I'm not good at this. I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. Like as we said earlier, this the day and age where there ain't no more excuses. Like you can't even make it. It's too many courses. It's YouTube. It's TV you can watch. They got shows. Teaching you how to flip a house if you want. You know what I mean? So
YouTube, you got my channel. You got you how to flip a house.
So it's like you can't have an excuse of what you're not anymore. I think I don't even want to hear that.
So what about the people that are creating courses, the content creators that are creating courses?
You know? Now people are content creators. They're not doers. No more.
Because that's the easy part. That's the easy part. To pick up the camera and start saying, hey, all you need to do is get a credit card and then you go out and you do this and you buy a house and you get in debt and now you're broke because you can't pay your credit cards. And, you know,
that's why I respect you, because you show the process.
I believe in that.
If nobody's showing the process and they just giving you the results, how you even know?
Absolutely.
You know, because it's the whole process. So when I reached out to a sports agent, I reached out to him because I saw his process. I saw where he's recruiting players. I saw where he would show how he reached out for deals and things of that sort. So when I reached out to him, I knew like, oh, I could see see the word. So like you say, Pete, I think you hit so well is because people see your whole process. Like you don't even spend all this crazy money on marketing. You're not doing all these conferences. Nothing wrong with those because those work too. But you hit though, because it's like an authenticity to you, and people see it. You show, hey, this how I'm in the property. This is a property I just bought. Then 4 months later, people see they see it.
There it is. The property speaks for
facts.
It's like those are the results. You know, and then not only that, you know, people that are in the mentorship program, you know, they producing results as well. Whether, you know, it's somebody out there refinancing the house using the BRRRR strategy, or whether there's somebody out there that bought a house, rehabbed the house, and put a tenant in it. You know, so many ways, you know. But again, like we talked about earlier, you have to vet whoever you trying to use for a mentorship or someone's course or whatever the case may be. You know, listen, information is vital. Now, I tell people all the time, obtain the information. From, you know, if people out here giving out information, you know, obtain the information. But, you know, when it comes down to actually, you know, people out here doing it, ask for receipts. You know, ask for receipts, because if somebody wants you to pay $2,000 for a course, $10,000 for a course, it's like they should produce receipts.
How would you feel about that? Somebody say, Mo, you got a $15,000 product. Mo, I need to see every property you done bought in the past year. Like, how would you handle
It's
that?
on YouTube, man. Like, all of my content is real. Like, my content is not fake content. Like, right now, we in the basement of my house, man. That's like, real. This is not fake content. This is real content. And I'm a genuine person. And one thing about it is, that's hard to find. It's hard to find genuine people. It's so crazy that the internet then got so fake to the point where people don't even know who is who anymore.
That's real.
You know?
That is real. And that's what I always respect about you. So even getting to the pivot, I've been speaking with two people that's been in the industry for so long, and they, like I was saying earlier, they want to pivot. But they're scared to pivot, and then they don't know how to pivot, because it's so, like you said, so much information out here.
So much information.
One want to day trade, want to get into real estate. The other one knows what they want to do, but they're afraid to kind of go out there. So just do. Like I said, we can't even give excuses no more. And in this day and age, things are moving fast, things are changing, and it's the cliche answer. It really is just do. You know, learn from somebody, follow their blueprint, put your own flavor on it. Because also, like we said too, you're going to be forced to pivot.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I was watching, the old CEO for Disney just came out, Bob Iger.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. So they fired the new CEO. He was there for 3 years. Now he's gonna be forced to pivot and do something else.
Absolutely.
The new CEO came back and said, "Hold on, we firing people and we not hiring nobody." So all these high executives, these 6-7 figure earners, they're gonna have to pivot somewhere. Yeah. But the steps we laid out earlier, what you good at, they're gonna have to say, "Okay, I'm good at this, and that." Okay, where do I want to pivot? I may want to go to Netflix or whatever skill sets, a different industry, but they have these skill sets. So continue to develop those skill sets.
Right. Continue to educate yourself, right?
Yeah,
like even because even as a real estate agent, as a barber, I always had to take continuing education classes to continue to keep my license, to stay up to date on what's going on. So you always have to continue to educate yourself. So if you're trying to pivot, always continue to educate yourself. Whether it's working a 9-to-5 or whether it's entrepreneurship, I still have to continue to educate myself on real estate because laws continue to change.
That's big.
Yeah, it's always changing.
I think of that because I think ego can get in the way. I know for me it did. Like you feel like you get so good that you don't continue to learn. So that's a great point. I think that's top of the list for sure.
Definitely top of the list.
Yeah.
So you always have to continue to educate yourself. Be it whatever you're doing. That way you can continue to increase your skill set, and it also, it's like a incognitive, it helps with your brain and with your thinking.
That's real.
Like I like to build stuff. I know people see me all the time, like on YouTube, they or TikTok or social media, like, oh, he do everything. No, it's not that I do everything. It's just that it's just like, I just love to do, what I want to do. And that's the freedom of being an entrepreneur. You can do whatever it is that you choose to do.
Yeah.
Like if I want to go out and build a mailbox, I go out and build a mailbox.
Got you. Yeah, that's real. That just hit me, bro. So what was your first major pivot in life?
My first major pivot, I would have to say probably pivoting from working.
What you mean?
My last job I was like 19 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A long time ago, Mo.
Yeah. But I would have to say that. I would have to say that
was your first though.
It definitely was my first pivot because for the simple fact that, when you used to working all the time, right?
Yeah.
I was working in a grocery store.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I'll never forget, I just walked out.
I just walked out.
I was done.
What made you do
I was stocking.
Okay.
I was stocking shelves, and the manager said something to me like, I'm the type of person I work hard.
Yeah, you do, bro.
Yeah. And so, the manager said something to me that I didn't like, that I disagreed with, and so I just left. And
would you do it the same way with your wisdom now?
Would I just quit and leave? Probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't, but I can't find myself.
Yeah, that's real.
So,
no, meaning like with the wisdom you have now, if you could tell your 19-year-old self, out, like just walk out. Like
no. I wouldn't just walk out. I'm smarter than that.
Gotcha.
But you know how it is when you're young. You just do.
That's why I asked you that, just so if somebody in that situation, a 19-year-old right now,
I wouldn't recommend.
He working at Publix.
Yeah.
He got entrepreneur's dreams, but he kind of need that job. Like what? And he want to pivot, but somebody said something to him crazy at the job.
No, you got to keep going.
Gotcha.
You got to, because you need, that's going to fuel the dream.
Gotcha.
Your job going to fuel the dream. Your 9-to-5 is going to help fuel your dream. So when you hear or see people saying, hey, I just quit my job, most people haven't just quit their job. They use that job to help fuel their dreams. And I always tell people, use your 9-to-5 to do that.
Yeah. And that's why I went wrong. I would, like I said earlier, I wouldn't do it. I just quit and I ain't have enough saved up. So I put myself through, I would say, unnecessary stress.
Yeah.
Moving here. So I'm 36 now. I haven't worked like a job 9-to-5 since I was 23, 24. I moved here and I slept on my homeboy couch for 7 months. But that money, I ain't even had that much saved. I had like $3,000 saved up, and $3,000 in Atlanta go by.
Fast. They gonna blow through.
So I'm just sitting on the couch and I'm broke.
Yeah.
And I took that action to pivot, but I didn't have a plan. So that's why I asked you that, like, what would you do different if you were 19? Because like people people preach that now. Quit your job. You don't need to work. You can work for yourself. But people getting out in some messed up situations.
Really messed up situation. And then, like, you know, us being here in Atlanta, you know, we see, you know, people don't nobody want to work, right?
Nah, yeah.
You know, and that's what's going on here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
You know, everybody Black Hollywood. Everybody want to turn up, everybody want to pop bottles. But, you know, you know, people with families and people got stuff going on, we don't have time to you know, do that type of stuff.
No,
you know.
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, y'all, like I said, work on your continuing education, work on,
I love that.
you know, on your skill set and work on pivoting. So don't quit your 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Keep your 9 to 5 to continue to help fuel your dream. And I appreciate Brandon for coming on, man. We're going to keep this coming to y'all. Hey, we're going to end it on that note today. But again, y'all, we appreciate y'all for tapping into the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, y'all. And then we're going to see y'all in the next video. All right. And oh, yeah, I forgot. You know, one more thing. Look, drop in the comments. Like, drop in the comments. If y'all have any questions or any comments, concerns, let us know because we're looking for content. All right.
All right.
Peace out.
Love.